That's my pile of garbage, asshole. Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm addicted to Jet. And today, we're going to be talking about Sanctuary Town. I worked on this for 5 months, maybe 6 months, something like that. Don't recall how many hours I put in every day. Sometimes I'd work on it the whole day. But it was usually 3 to 4 hours, maybe just 1 hour sometimes, here and there. I never intended for this to be a town. Not at all. All of this is just practice, really. Trying to figure out how to do certain things. Placing water. That was difficult to understand for a long time for me. I finally mastered it here. I could put water wherever I want now. I think. Something I neglected for a long time as well. Adding these debris. There was a lot of debris and stuff here on this sidewalk. I removed it on purpose to show you. Clean sidewalk, right? I mean, sure, you want it to be clean, but really, even now, take a look. I'm sure you'll find little bits of trash here and there. Maybe nothing eye-catching. More similar to this kind of debris right here. You wouldn't see that out of place. You'd figure there's no waste disposal, management, anything like that. So garbage will eventually just pile up. Little corners, I imagine. You don't want it directly in your way. You know. You can see over here, I made fun of that. Like, yeah, they know that there's trash cans, but they're no good if they're full. I don't think the garbage man's coming anytime soon. I guess you could throw all the garbage in the water, or just in the outer area of the town, or maybe even have a big pile somewhere of just garbage. But then that takes effort too, to go out of your way, somewhere, just to put some trash down. Just move it to the side. Whole world's broken. We're just trying to survive. Giant mole rats just come out of the ground sometimes and attack us. Cockroaches. Insects just come in, size of your head. Bigger than your head. You know, so many threats. Just gotta try to make it with whatever you got. Hey, never used these settler rugs too much. I wasn't too aware of them. I always wondered, how do people do that? In other videos, when they make their settlers do things. It was so frustrating for a while. Not being able to put them where I want. To make them do what I want. Oh! Sometimes they don't do what they're supposed to be doing. That's fine. Oh! Yeah, me too. Oh, everyone's being bad. Ah, here we go. She's doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's supposed to be doing that too. And you're supposed to be sweeping. See? You put these rugs down. You got a bunch more with different animations. You assign her to that. And she'll do it. Like a job, you know? This floor was multi-layered with so many different things, and I don't even know why I wasted my time with it. There's a lot going on here for no reason. There's really a lot going on. Look at that. You can't even see that, really. Oh, man. I spent a lot of time on that floor for no reason. Well, almost gave up here at the end. It's like, yeah, I'll just make it easy for myself. Similarly here. Spend a lot of unnecessary time on little things like that, but that's part of the fun, I think. Trying to scrap together certain areas. Maybe not the whole thing should look crazy pieced together like this. I could have just put like 2 or 3 half walls and call it a day, but it doesn't look that interesting. So it's just several planks. I think only 2 of them are straight. The rest are tilted. So that one I just placed. That one I just placed. Wait, yeah. This one. The rest are tilted. Slightly. Put this bush here to hide some of the water line. Just blend things in a little better. Same thing with those vines. Just to kind of hide the planks a little bit better. Here too, the sandbags are there to add some kind of support for the steps, I guess. Just to blend them into the steps. They look so plain without anything. Because there's multiple steps and they're glitching. Just to make it look more clean, uniform. Random cinder block. Just to make it look like it's holding it up or something. I don't like those little twigs, so the trash, you know, hides some of the twigs. I can get rid of some of them, but I like some of them, I guess. Some posters, not a lot. It's like the main entrance here. Never really used it as the main entrance for the tour. I do walk over here, though. It should have started like this, you know, where I walk in through here, but I didn't do that. The water entrance over here is more grand, you know? No. Can't move that. Let's see what I hid here. Well. There we go. See all these cars? They're not just there because I needed some kind of foundation to build on top of them. And I also needed something to contain the water and to hide the water line. So cars, you know, why not? Bus too. Because the water, or I use the water line here, put the sink in there to put some of the irradiated water in the sink. Looks crazy. Then I put regular cleaner water that I shower in or bathe in. Just floating there, I see. Guess I got that water from over here, I guess. Nah. This is like a mist. Hard to see here in daylight, but there's like a mist above the water. I guess it's like some kind of radiation glow, perhaps, right? I figured my water's like that as well. So, more heavier radiation over here. Oh, I can't move it. Can't move the smoke. I could move the water though. Look at this. No water. Looks a little strange. I don't know, I feel like it loses something. Still kind of neat, but water really adds a lot to your settlement. Especially these different colored ones, not just the regular clean water. I mean, look at that. Then the rusty car parts and bits, you kind of add to the color. I wanted to keep structures looking normal and not too over the top. Somewhat believable. Of course, there's a lot of things here that aren't that believable, but trying to keep it reasonable. I love stealing these things. Can chimes. Can't build them. Gotta take them. Try to make it more debris around here, but mainly in the highly trafficked area. It's not like everywhere. Here too I had to hide the water. So I used tires, junk walls, cinder block, sandbags. Placing the water here was more fun. I don't know why. I guess because I got the hang of it, it became more enjoyable to place the water. I was really scratching my head and praying that it would work over here, and it did. That's all the water I was going to add too. I felt like maybe needs more. And as I kept building, I thought, you know, I guess it needs a little more. And this one's different. See? It's an irradiated lake water. I feel this one's more toxic because it has these barrels in them. I guess, you know, one of them popped or something. Contaminated the whole water here. Of course, I like to add these little set pieces. Something minimal to catch your eye. There's a mist right here, so I can't really grab the toy. There's a CVA effect right here that's creating those sparks. And I'm using them to make it seem like he's shooting at them, right? I don't have these little laser effects, so yeah, something like that. He's shooting back, or ready to shoot back. I don't know if you can see inside, I put candles to kind of give it more light during the nighttime so you can see it better. There's a little vault boy looking ahead. Crash into this girder. Looks kind of strange here. Didn't finish it up. I didn't finish up a lot of it on purpose. You know, give it that scrap look. It's still being pieced together. Look at this. This was fun to make, I guess. People usually make, you know, things flat. This pillar's shorter than this pillar. This is kind of bent, angled downward at the same time. This wall is the roof, also tilted slightly to the left, downward. This pier support is perfectly normal. I didn't do anything to it. It's straight. This one is tilted. This was supposed to connect to this, but I didn't. I left it unfinished. Look at that. Using those signs, more of a roof. Looks unique, you know, somewhat. Didn't use a floor piece, used fence for the floor. If you go into third person mode, you can see that he just sinks through it, but in first person, it works. That's why I put these planks here, so when I go into third person, you know, he's actually walking above the water. And just put catwalk railing here and here, not everywhere, right? Why? It's still being pieced together. It's not like they have a warehouse where they can find a bunch of this railing. I mean, they have a lot of it. They use it sparingly, I guess, over here and over there. Or somewhere. Oh yeah, above. Look at there. Using the same asset a million times. You know? Kind of gets too repetitive. You're just looking at that same wall, really. Prison. Or a prison cell, sorry. Even prisons have more personality sometimes. Structurally. I don't think it did anything too wild here. A lot of tilting going on at aggressive angles here and there in this one. Why is it like that? I guess I was trying to follow the roof. I was trying to go for the fact that maybe this thing was up here. It fell? I don't know. I put some thought into the design choices, but not too much. Like this house, right? I definitely wanted the entire thing to be shipping container related. So that's why I did that. And it felt like I didn't want to make a giant tower of shipping containers, so I put that really funky shack up there that I didn't complete because it was disappointing yet. At the end there, just left it untouched. There's a guy up here chilling. Oh, he's seen me. Try to make this look unique, but simple. In all my builds, I really don't put gardens or farms. See, here's a little one, very little. Never assigned anyone to it. Originally, I did. And then I discovered these right here. Food supply crates and water barrels. So there's no need for having a ton of water purifiers or a massive farm to feed everyone. Just like a little reasonable one. Thought it came out kind of neat with the fence, the tent cloth. The way I tilted this one here. Try to kind of make it look like they're, I guess, welded or something together. You don't got enough caps to buy noodles. Come here and grow your own food. It's really small. This shack was filler. It looks strange just having this empty space. Figured, I guess someone would try to build a shack here. Or something. So I kind of mimicked this shack I did a long time ago. I even had a video uploaded here. I removed it just because nobody was giving it any attention, and it was really a small build. I think the video was like 4 minutes or less. So I just kind of redid it here differently. It's got this hidden entrance. You walk around wondering how the hell do you get in here? Ah, it's this door. Again, I didn't finish this because of the shrubbery and the ground. It just felt like I didn't have enough room to make something cool. Kind of really cramped, so I just leave it alone. I just needed it to take up room, really. Put some appliances up on the roof. I like doing that. I don't know. It just seems reasonable to try to keep your junk away from hands. You don't want it in your house or your shack. I guess you could build a little shed garage instead of having to keep climbing your roof just to get some scrap. Eh. I wanted an interesting way to get up to that shack I built on top of the super duper mart. Built this little pathway. Wanted some kind of interesting steps to come up here. So I made my own steps. Kind of. It looks like I made my own steps. You don't find this... You gotta blend things just to make it look a little more interesting, you know? See? I could have removed the actual steps and just put more planks down and really made it myself. But you know, you gotta save time here and there. A little bit of blending, layering, nothing crazy. You don't have to get too crazy, you know, just enough, I think. You know, why'd I put those two down? Just to hide these seams right here. Just looks a little more like you're not paying attention to the seams. It looks a little more, you know, seamless. Even though there are seams, obviously. But you know, if you build, you would know exactly where it snaps. And you don't want to see that, really. Hopefully. Unless you do. I mean, because look at that gap where the snapping happens. Why is there such a massive gap? I mean, yeah, I could have taken Quappa and made this go closer, but I wanted it to extend out as much as I could. That's why you kind of hit it. See, instead of just simply snapping, look at that. It just kind of just goes into the other floor, and the other floor, and it just looks more interesting. Random different floor pieces. Look at that, right? You come in and you're just like, whoa. It's not even like a regular floor. It's really pieced together from different bits of wood that you found in the Commonwealth. Empty shack because, not that I was running out of time or anything. I just was not interested in decorating a lot of these homes. Again, this is a testing grounds. This town wasn't meant to be a town. It just kind of became one. The more I fiddled around with it, the more I felt a need to make it into something. So I was really putting some thought, not a lot. Like how I tried to hide the fact that the pipe's broken, kind of cracked around here, the hole, and I try to like hide the edges with these wood planks, different angles, just to make it look interesting. Like you'd come in through here, you know, I don't know. Something. Industrial pipes that I just kind of don't really use, and I thought, maybe it'll look cool here. That trash there isn't always there, right? So I had to add that. I don't know if any of you have noticed this, but when I use that trash sometimes, it just disappears on me. I had to place that trash 3 different times. Third time was a charm, I guess. It finally stayed put and didn't disappear on me. Very odd. Oh. Posters. Up here was supposed to be some kind of a guard tower, or observation tower, I guess. Just to keep an eye on everything from up there. This place was originally intended to be like a hangover shack, I guess. See, you'd come stumbling out of the bar up here. Hey. Bunch of cigarettes. Yeah, so you'd come stumbling from the bar over here. Maybe you pay the bartender a little bit of caps to give you the keys to sleep off your hangover over here. And I designed it in such a way that it would like possibly enhance your hangover, because it gets narrow here and you're just like, what the hell's going on? It's getting smaller. Then it kind of gets bigger again here. I was gonna put a bunch of different beds here and just have a bunch of people on the ground. Scrap that too. Diner. Oops. I just figured, you know, maybe they come over here to get some food too, not just noodles. But it's empty, because I didn't put too much thought into this. And I figured it could be like a hotel as well, or a motel. So you come and eat and you rent a room. It's got 3 rooms for rent. This here was going to be a Nick Valentine's detective agency, just because it kind of felt like it could be some kind of little office, right? So I was gonna fix it up a little and just kind of make it look like his place. And I was gonna put that Dima chair here, because he doesn't sleep. Maybe he would fiddle around with his memory banks or something. Who knows? I didn't follow through. Kept all this blank, empty, really. These shacks weren't going to be there, but I figured, well, how about we just make all of this like a slummy part of town. If I were to do a different town. This was practice for making this slummy part. Even though the entire thing looks kind of slummy, right? Trash. Look at this. I often wonder how much people use stuff like this. I might receive praise for placing all these things individually. And I didn't do that. It's just this massive piece. You know? You place it down and you get a round of applause. I don't know about that. Well, hopefully you guys know. Sometimes there's a lot of magic going on. It's real easy. Sometimes you gotta put more effort. More difficult. There's not a lot of effort going on here. But I didn't just put down a regular roof. Use the shack wall that I tilted as a roof. Over here too. And they're tilted differently. You can see. Different angles. They're not the same angled roof. You figure they put it together, they're not they're not construction workers, they're just people trying to make something. It's not gonna look that good. Whoop. See, I kinda like building this. Again, took the chain link fence flooring that I used over there. This place isn't safe. Look at that. You get these pots here, various ones, and you can see shock damage. So you get different effects from CVA, and you can use them. I think I did the same thing for somewhere over here. For no reason, actually, because you'll never see it. One of these power lines has some electricity surging through it. Just like over there. Yeah. Did some things that were a waste of time. You'd never really see. I think you just gotta spend some kind of time on things that you will see. At least more so than other things. Like here, right? This pathway is gonna be... I'm gonna walk through it for sure, a lot. Should be interesting. Not really interesting, but just enough. Right here. Cinder block wall. To just have it be perfectly clean. Yeah, you know, okay. It's broken though, over time. It's missing bits. Try to fix the broken bits with wood and metal. Maybe the sandbag wall was perfect. Because I have here a power armor repair shop, I figured somebody was in a hurry. They were just kind of charging through here in their power armor. Maybe they had pain train and they just plowed through here. Broke the sandbags, broke the cinder blocks. Probably just said, oh, whoops. And then they just came over here and ripped the fence door open. And, please, you need to fix my power armor. Yeah, right away. Got little bits of scrap of metal, I guess, laying about. Over here too. It's a super mutant cauldron, but I was trying to use it as a foundry. I wasn't aware that there's a foundry available, I think, for CVA here. I never really delved deep into my mods before. So when I built this, I was really looking at the menus extensively. Everything. Just digging, looking through everything. Trying to figure out what do I not use? What can I use? Keep it different. Nuka bus stop here. Never used it before, ever. So I placed it down and I thought, what can I do with this? I wasn't thinking about building a power armor repair shop. Not at all. And I wasn't thinking about building any of this. It all kind of just happens organically. I stare at the ground or the area and think, what could go here? I don't think about it prior. Like, oh, I'm going to have a town that's going to have a gun shop and this and that and blah, blah, blah. No. That city planning is just... doesn't help me too much creatively. Like, if I already had in mind, I'm going to make a power armor repair shop, it would not have looked like this. So I just go through my menu, find something interesting, place it down, look at it, and think about what it could be. Just how it looked kind of felt like, you know, like it's a stop, a pit stop. Where would you go for a pit stop real quick? You know, get gas, you know. But we don't have cars anymore. There's no gas. But there's power armor. It's like, alright, I haven't really seen that. Nobody, you don't buy, you know, someone, you don't pay someone to repair your power armor, you do it yourself. And it's kind of cool, right? But what if you could pay someone minimal caps, I guess, and they fix it real quick? Everything, not individual. You have to do the legs, do the arms, do the chest, helmet. You just pay them real quick. Fades to black, fades back in. Here's your power armor. Good as new. That'd be cool. I'd probably use that service more than fixing it myself. I guess maybe fixing it yourself would be only if you want to screw around with the paint job. Those little details. But maybe even then you could just tell him, hey, fix her up and give it a coat of hot rod red or something, you know? I don't know. This thing here. Some people commented saying it reminded them of that. The stack from Ready Player One. And yeah, of course. Totally inspired by that. I can't deny that. But I did research on Google. I always do this for whenever I build. I go on Google and I just search for post-apocalyptic anything, really. And just try to get inspired. And I found this person, a hobby maker, who made this giant tower with cars and stuff. It looked really cool. And I thought, man, that would probably look really cool in Fallout. And I really hadn't seen anyone do this exact stack. But there is another builder who did the similar. I think his name's Dawes. I'll put the link to his video in the description. He did something called the stack. Nothing like mine. His is really, really big. It's called the stack, so it's heavily focused on it. It's really, really cool. So yeah, I wanted some vibes from that. Obviously, it's not that cool, but visually has an impact. You're walking around, you're just looking at that like, what the hell? Why are there a bunch of cars stacked up like that? Things. Not like this dude over here being drunk. I think I saw that at a Fallout 4 guy's Kingsport Lighthouse. He did like a little coastal market area. Pier shopping, I guess. And there's people reconstructing the lighthouse. That looks really believably amazing. Like, what? That makes sense. They're trying to restore the place. Awesome. And I guess one of the workers possibly, a long hard day at work, and he's just chilling by the pier. And he's sitting down like that. I thought, man, how did he do that? How do you get a guy to just sit there like he's drunk, and then he put a bottle on his lap? It's like, that's cool, man. How much further can you go, So I found the exact rug. It's like a wounded rug. He got shot in the gut, but it looks like he's holding his stomach because it hurts, right? Like he's drunk. He keeps checking, see how much blood he's losing. If you don't pay attention to that, it kind of looks like he really is just drunk. And he's just sitting there. Really cool. So then when you start playing with those rugs, look at that. I didn't just put I had to add a little more to it. Same thing here. Same thing here. Oh, he's not doing it anymore, but if you saw the tour, McCready here is holding this floating cigar. Look at that. So there's a rug animation here. If I can There it is, handrail, D. There's various positions. This one he's leaning into it with his arms on resting on the bar here. One of his hands is perfectly kind of opened up. Looks like he could be holding a cigar in between his fingers. So that's what I did. I tilted the cigar slightly and wedged it in his fingers. But he's not listening right now. That's fine. You look at the tour, you can check it out. Built him a little house here using this concrete debris. He said he only feels safe under a rocky roof. Close enough, right? To make him feel more at home, like he's in a cave or something, I built a bigger shack above him. There's nothing in there either. Just for looks. And if it's just for looks, I should not have wasted a lot of time here with the wall. I didn't waste a lot of time, but could have done less here. And it still would have been effective. When I build this other side, I guess it's the other entrance, the back end of Sanctuary. Since it's the back end, I felt like, alright, we'll have McCready keeping an eye out for shady people. And if shady people do come in, he can direct them to our chem dealer. She'll sell you some chems. Let's come up here. While I was building this, I intended to have this structure continue to follow up through the middle, and you go higher and higher up through the middle. But I have this giant engine here. I didn't want to remove it. You can see nothing's holding it up. I was supposed to have beams holding it up, and I just forgot. So yeah, there's supposed to be beams holding it up. And thinking about that, that's why I left them out, was because I was going to keep building. But then I put the engine, and the engine kind of made me build the walk path over here now. And this shipping container is going to be a home. Now it's just a tunnel. So to change the walk path, I thought it came out a little better. A little bit more open. And as I was coming over here, I felt, man, there shouldn't be this giant hole here, so I put a little shack instead. I like the way it looks. I should have done something more with it, because the RV slope here looks cool. All the shacks here are useless in the tugboat. Nobody lives there. Just because of the angle and everything, it felt really unreasonable to work with, to keep working with. I just wanted to see a structure, some kind of, false structure that looked like a bunch of apartments for people to live in. And they put it together however they could. I have no clue how the tugboat ended up way over here. Maybe with the explosion, because there is like a... I don't... Woo! Shouldn't be here. There it is. Get rid of it right now. Get a good view of that crazy looking shack from here. Thing looks so weird. The aggressive slope. Bulging back right here. A lot of clipping going on here. Into this capsule. I didn't really care about the capsule, so... clipped away. Oh, she's finally here. I think for the tour she wasn't here. I'm not sure. I just remember she'd never be here when I was building it. She'd either be way the hell up there, or on the ground. And there she is. Yeah, you can't go any higher. I wanted to, but nah, I felt like I was wasting time with this structure because of how difficult it would be to keep building. It's not easy for me to build high because I need to keep building something to get up. It's just difficult because I use Quappa, place anywhere post. I have to use this post here. Whoops. To select things if I want it somewhere, like that barrel, right? Let's say I want that barrel. See, it says attach. I got it. Detach. And there it is, right? Let's say I want to grab that right there. Did I grab it? I got it. How about the ottoman? I want to grab the ottoman. Grab it like right there. Did I get it? Nope. Let's put it right on top. I can't. Right next to it. Nope. See what I mean? If I wanted to build higher, and I built like a platform, and I built an object up there, and I place it down on the platform that I built, and I wanted to grab this object to place anywhere with my place anywhere tool while I'm up there on the platform that I built, and I grab it, I don't think I'd be grabbing the object all the time. I'm pretty sure it would want to grab the floor a lot of the time, and it'd be more difficult. So you're forced to build your objects on solid ground that you didn't build anything on. You grab your Quappa, you grab your object, you move forward to move it, and then you gotta climb up your contraption, whatever you did, to get all the way up there to place this one object down. Or you can use advanced controls too and kind of just place it like this. Then move it around where you want it. But yeah, it's tedious. It's troublesome. Building up high. It's difficult. I didn't try to do that too much here. Just enough. Just a taste. I freaking love these bridges. They look really cool. And I always wanted one in one of my settlements. Somewhere. And I figured this place is big. Might as well practice building it. Because you have to build this thing pretty much piece by piece, right? There's no instructions, so you kind of put a piece down and you're like, well, what's the next piece? I guess this piece is next. It fit, and then what's next? I guess the same piece I used down here, and then the same piece I used over here again over here, right? They had a lot of pieces that you can make it look different. But this is the one I chose. And it kind of just ends right here. It's another piece right there. See, look, very specific cap pieces. This one too, look, very specific. Otherwise, you just end up with this. And see how it's hollow inside the texture. Put that power conduit there, connected to the, well, it works, connected to the other power conduits over there. I was going to build higher, actually. Come up here and build a more grand, crazy tower shack over here, similarly to that one. And I wanted to have some kind of walk path that connected that tower to the shack tower. It would have looked, I think, pretty cool, but again, just so much work. I had already poured a lot of time into this, and it was never intended to be anything. I felt like, man, I should really stop. This is getting out of hand. I was putting a lot of effort into something that really wasn't meant to be anything. So maybe that's why you can tell that there's a lot of different ideas going on here. Kind of. I stole some things, of course, just because I liked them and I wanted to see how I could do them. There's not much going on here, again. If you walk through the whole place, you're going to be like, oh yeah, so there's not much. Really. Power armor repair shop, a noodle shop, the super duper mart, and the one other place you'd come to here for anything would be up to this communications place. And she's not doing the computer thing, just like everyone else. Everyone's on break. But yeah, this room was fun to make. Just to make it kind of look like it's something, but it's not. I did a billboard shack tower long ago. And I wanted to do that here. But with the top being shacked out too. I didn't really do that, obviously, just because I had already done it. I wanted this new billboard player home to be different. I like how those shack pieces blend in with those industrial pieces over there. The warehouse, or whatever these are called. Industrial prefabs. Whoops, where did I go? Yeah, I like how that looks. The shacks and that. I like these industrial prefabs. I want to use them more often, but where would you get them? Like, realistically, where did they get this? Guess they stole it, huh? From somewhere. See a lot of tilting going on here. I could have just left it like that, right? But I felt, it looks cooler. I left that pretty much normal. Didn't even try to blend it in. You could just tell it's a scaffolding floor piece. Boom, right there. Nothing fancy. Really like how this floor came out right here. How I blended in these pieces. Because then I blended in this cloth, see? Looks kind of cool. Different angles. Kind of looks like an N. Not. Like how my ice machine looks like it works. It's really cold, I guess. I think one of the first shacks I did here was this one under here. Whoops. And I never finished it. As soon as I built all this, I walked away from it. To build this one. Also put cloth here, see? I mean, it would have looked cool to just put some fencing, but the cloth, privacy. Yeah, I like how this little corner shack turned out. but I didn't do much with it. Oops. Like the weird roof. Thought the roof turned out pretty interesting. Oh, what? I put cloth? Look at that. Oh, she's using it now. Hey, and she's finally back. Had a little backstory for her. She's a chem addict, but she used to be part of the Brotherhood. And she's disgraced now, so she just spends her time, and caps on chems, spends her time over here just begging for caps to get more chems. Hate that kid's face in the poster from the sugar bomb site. Always try to hide it. Whoops. A little cigarette advertisement. Oh, and now hiring all positions. Who wants to work at the Super Duper Mart? I think that's about it. There's not much more I can show you, or that would need explanation. Whoop! Because the water gives off rad damage. See, she fell. I don't know why I use clean tile. And then I put these other tiles that supposedly fell from the ceiling. That's my one regret, using these clean tiles. Why'd I do that? Stole this trigger tension thing from that house over here, that chem dealer's house that I turned into the cafe. I should have added more of those little Vault Boy set pieces. This place had a grander opportunity to hide more than just that little boat one, but I really wanted all the focus to be on that little boat set piece. Hey, what are you guys doing? I like how this looked, this little area, just visually from a distance. Looks interesting. Kind of makes you want to come over here and investigate. Oops. Kind of looks good without it too, I guess. Nah. What the hell? Didn't even need the RV, really. Look at that, I could have just put other walls and made it look like a little shack up here. Considering all that. Man, how's that truck hanging in there? That roof can't be supporting all that weight. It's gotta be really scary to walk back here all the time. Hope this truck doesn't just fall on me. Over here I was trying to hide stuff too. See the water line. And this here, you can see it. See? You don't even gotta try too hard. It's right there. I just avoided looking down for the tour. Now, there's not much more that I can think about here that needs explanation. well, I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I think I'm gonna do a few more of these behind the scenes videos. Try to make them more often for more complicated builds I have coming up. Alright. See you guys later.